It is the rational view that if something is inconceivably complex, it has to have a designer. Would you disagree?
I would say if something is complex, then he has to have a reason above it. Yeah.
Exactly.
He has to have a
Universe.
cause.
Universe. Yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know what the universe enfolds.
We can actually move into this topic if you want. It doesn't have to stay on morality, but we can talk about fine tuning, because would you say so? Like, say, and this is kind of funny. If you flew to Mars, Elon Musk said, "Man, your ticket's paid for. I'll send you to Mars right now if you'll go." And you pop up on there, and you see a Volkswagen sitting on Mars. What is going to be the first thought that comes in your mind?
It's human made.
Okay, it's intelligently designed, right?
It's human made.
It's intelligently designed, right?
Humans made it. I guess intelligently designed by humans.
Okay, intelligently designed by humans. Thank you. And you would say that a Volkswagen is pretty it's intelligently designed. It's complex, right? It has to be created.
Yep.
Would you say? Would you say that?
Let me point this out.
No, hold on. Just let me finish. Sure, I hear you. I get it.
Okay.
For sure. But it's a Volkswagen. A Volkswagen can't come into being by natural evolutionary processes, right? That's ridiculous.
No, because humans made it.
Exactly, because it has to be intelligently designed, right?
Because humans made it.
Answer the question. It has to be intelligently designed, right? Yes or no?
Because it's a Volkswagen.
Okay, that's a yes. It has to be intelligently designed. A Volkswagen is a complex creation, correct?
Understand my point here.
Please.
It's a Volkswagen.
Yes.
I know it's a Volkswagen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing you're pointing out. It's a car that I know it's created by humans, because I was just coming from the planet Earth, and I see a Volkswagen before I get on the plane.
Sure.
It's a human design. So, yes, intelligent, but it's from a human intelligence. That's how I could understand it.
Sure. Just X out the Volkswagen. You go to Mars, you see a vehicle. In general, it's not a Volkswagen, it's a vehicle.
Okay.
What are you going to say? That it was created by an intelligent mind, right?
Yeah, it was created by a human. It's still a vehicle, so yeah.
No. Okay. It has to be intelligently designed. I know you're dancing around it. Yes, it has to be intelligently designed.
It has to be intelligently designed by a human, because it's
a
human
by a
design.
human. And a car is a complex creation, correct?
Yeah.
Would you say that the interworkings of all of the universe is more complex than a car?
Yes, it is.
Okay, then if a Volkswagen has to be created because it's so complex, how can the universe just come randomly into existence and be so complex without an intelligent creator?
To prove that, that's
no. That is the logical conclusion. That is the most logical idea. If you look at atheism, bare bones, and it is like. Go ahead. Sorry.
You have a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a human mind-made. Because you have an idea of what.
Or there's aliens. Or there's aliens. Also, there could be aliens on Mars, and they built that craft.
A bit of vehicle.
Yeah, if they're intelligent, for sure.
It's a vehicle.
Yeah, and if aliens are smart, like you've seen all the news about the aliens or whatever they think it is flying around. Could be government, but who knows? Anyway, go ahead.
So intelligent. Human, because it's a vehicle. I would say that.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
You get that. You know that was made by humans because you've seen that before.
No. In general, you walk up anywhere. Say there wasn't cars yet. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's impossible to get to Mars without vehicles being made. But say you pop up on a random planet somehow, you get beamed up like Scotty, you end up on Mars. And you see a vehicle there. Your first idea is going to be, this didn't just evolve. This didn't just come out of, like, the wind didn't blow and craft metallic substances and put wheels and an axle. It has to be created. Exactly. And the universe is more complex than a vehicle. Yeah?
Yeah.
So why does a vehicle have to be created and the universe not, if the universe is more complex than a vehicle?
The universe did at the beginning, the Big Bang.
For sure.
We just don't know what was before the Big Bang.
But what's more logical, a creator or no creator? If a car has to have a creator and the universe is more complex than a car,
I wouldn't still put a creator on
the universe. Then you have to admit that is the illogical position. Because if a car has to be intelligently designed, and you admit, just like everybody would, that the interworkings of the universe is millions of times more complex than a vehicle, it is more reasonable to believe that the universe had a creator than not. That is the more reasonable position. And if you can,
it's not the same thing when you can understand it through natural means. Like we can understand the universe by the things that are in the universe and how we have studied it. I know that's a vehicle or a watch because I've seen it before. I know what it is.
and
And so
it's
I could
complex.
deduct that it's not just because it's a complex. We're complex beings, but we evolve too.
If you found buildings, you found a skyscraper on Mars, your first assumption isn't going to be, man, that really evolved from the ground. Glass, pillars, beams. I mean, it had to be designed and created.
Because skyscrapers don't just evolve.
Right, exactly. Neither do universes.
I know people build them.
Yeah. And if people build skyscrapers and the universe is more complex than a skyscraper in a car, therefore the universe has to have a creator. That is the rational position.
So we have a skyscraper, and I could go on Mars and verify that there's a skyscraper and try to find the builder, try to find things in the skyscraper that points to someone building it.
Mm-hmm.
Can that happen with the universe?
I'm sorry, I missed.
Can you? Okay, so if you go to Mars and you get a vehicle and you find a vehicle,
sure.
You could look at the vehicle and try to find the person who made it. Try to actually
because it has to be created, for sure. It had to have been created because the universe or dirt isn't going to fly around. Because if it's just a planet, a barren planet, there is no possibility in the world that dust is going to fly around, tornadoes or whatever is going to happen on that planet, and all of a sudden pops out a car with tires and an axle and an engine. That's never going to happen.
We understand that
it's a complex, intelligently designed.
Not just because it's complex, but because we understand that it's man-made.
It has to be made. I mean, like this thing has.
No. We know it's a vehicle or a skyscraper because it's man-made.
But there could be aliens. I mean, you're ruling out this whole thing.
Aliens,
sure. That designed this thing. The point is, it has to be intelligently designed. Doesn't matter if there's aliens or not. Buildings are not going to evolve from the dust.
I'm pointing to the fact that we evolved and we're more complex than, well, I guess monkeys because we have a common ancestors. We evolved from apes.
Yeah,
common ancestors with monkeys. We evolved from that, and we're also complex.
Sure.
And there means we have to be created. God anywhere.
Yeah, there has to be because you don't have complex creations. No, because by your own admission, complex creations cannot come out of random processes.
When we know what made it,
it doesn't matter. If a cowboy runs up on an iPhone, he's not going to look at it. It doesn't matter if he has a category for iPhones. He's going to be like, this didn't come out of the ground, right? It's like if you take an iPhone to Martin Luther in the 1500s, he's going to think it's witchcraft. Because they don't have a category for that. But it has to be made because it's doing stuff. It's lighting up, making noises. I mean, it's something other. It's not just dirt and rocks. It has to be created.
I understand that you see something, but then you also understand that it's an intelligent design that we humans understand, designed by humans. So we can make a rational reason and say this was made by a human or someone who knows or technology or understands a technology. That's why you can call it an iPhone or a phone or something we call it. So when you see the universe, we don't have another universe to test it out or see who made this and who made that.
Sure.
There's no actual end of God in the universe controlling things.
Okay, but you already agreed by your own admission, intelligent creations, like a car. Cannot come, but it doesn't matter. Bare bones. No. Bare bones. It had to be created, right?
Again, it has to be created if you know
by an intelligent
by a human.
It doesn't matter if you know who it's made by. It's created.
If I see a pencil on Mars, I would assume that was created. A pencil.
Yeah.
Something even simple, like a pencil on Mars.
Sure.
I would assume it was created by a human and someone just dropped it.
But no, it doesn't matter if you have a category for who made it. The fact is, it was made. Right? It doesn't matter if you understand who made it. You're looking at this thing that does a job. You write with it. This didn't just come out of the ground. It has a complex design. And a Volkswagen is more complex than a pencil. The universe, by your own admission, is more complex than a car that had to be created. Because a car cannot come out of the ground and evolve from natural processes. And you already admitted the universe is more complex than a car. Therefore, the rational view would be the universe had to be created and designed.
And I'm pointing out to you that even if the universe is complex and humans made cars, that's how we can identify and say
humans didn't make the universe, though.
I never said they did. Anyways, humans didn't make the universe, but we don't know what did.
Something did because it's intelligently designed, just like a car, more complex than a car, and you even admitted that.
Again, we humans are also very complex, and we evolved.
Yeah, we had to have a creator. There's not proof that we evolved. That's a theory. It's
not just a theory.
It's the evolutionary theory.
It's a scientific theory.
Yeah, it's a theory, which means it's not a fact.
Supporting it.
It's a but it's a theory.
Okay, a fact would be something we can test and do a bunch of tests over and over again. Because it's a theory, it still have evidence supporting it. It might as well be a fact, but it's a.
It might as well be a fact, but it's not.
A scientific theory. It's not just a normal day theory of, I theorized that this lamp is going to provide light. It actually has evidence supporting its claims. Bunch of evidence.
Well, even if it had a bunch of evidence, that still doesn't have anything to mar the idea that they had to have a.
But we don't see any end of God. That's what I'm pointing
out. No. You already admitted that a car is less complex than a universe, and a car has to be intelligently created. Therefore, the rational view in the universe is more complex than a car, right?
Okay.
You already said that. Yeah, but you already said that.
It's a car, and it's more complex than the universe. A car has to have someone that created it, because I know that people create cars. Whether there's an alien or really not, they have to have some connection to our design to create a Volkswagen or a vehicle.
Not necessarily. I mean, but no, that's not true, because now, even today,
it's a car.
Well, it doesn't have to be made by us, because even today, if we just go bare bones naturalism, you look at the news, we have evidence of things defying our laws of physics. Like this is documented, huh?
Like why?
We have literal videos of craft flying through our atmosphere, making 90-degree turns at 5,000 miles an hour, going into the water and continuing at the same speed. I mean, this is documented. We have video of this. This has been all over the news for two or 3 years now. There are things in the world that defy our known laws of physics that we can't explain. I've been watching videos on this all week. This is a thing. So therefore, there's crafts.
From the fact that you're saying it's a car or a watch or whatever.
Sure. It has to be intelligently created.
It's not just
intelligently made.
Created. It's man-made.
You have to be honest enough with yourself to say.
I am. If I see a clip or some deodorant, or if I see something on Mars.
Sure, yeah. You're going to say it's man-made.
I have to say that this was a human-made. Intelligence aside, it was a human-made.
You can't put intelligence aside because it's intelligently made.
It's a human-made. Humans are intelligent.
Yeah, and they make intelligent creations. Sure. I mean, I can understand that, but sure. Well, it's because there's clearly something else going on, because we have videos of aircraft and very high level top of the line people saying that's proof. No, we have video evidence. And
video
people
evidence of seeing things that are flying. Like people have video evidence of Bigfoot, but there's no Bigfoot.
There is no clear evidence of Bigfoot. We have hundreds of videos of these crafts, multiple accounts. If you want scientific proven stuff, we have multiple redone tests of seeing these same similar objects doing these crazy physics defying things. So,
where did you find, what are you?
This is all over the news. You look at the news. UAP. Oh, then I'm sorry. This has been all over the news for a couple of years now. I mean, this is news. I'm not just spewing stuff. This is Tucker Carlson, if you know who that is, big dude. Joe Rogan, all these dudes, and the mainstream media. It's not just them. It's not just fringe new media. It's mainstream CNN, Fox News, all putting stuff out about these crazy aircrafts that we're finding. But my point is that stuff that we're seeing, and people are even saying that we have a wreckage of these crafts, which means that there is something creating stuff other than us, which again doesn't do anything to the Christian worldview. We've been talking about this for years. But at the same time, there are these things that are created outside of humans. Got all the way there to say this. It doesn't matter if you haven't.
There's no evidence of that.
Yes, no. There is. It's you can look it up. I mean, I'm not just spewing junk. This is a thing. But at the same time, I get all the way to say this. If it's intelligently designed, it had to have an architect. Somebody had to have created it, designed it, and then you have to have somebody else, if the architect can't make it himself, build it for him. And if the universe is more complex than a car or any vehicle or anything else that is clearly intelligently designed, like a building or something, it has to have a creator. That is the rational view. Without a doubt. It is more, there's even a meme on my Instagram. It's like, rational view. It has a guy holding a hammer and he's hitting a nail. Irrational view, or atheist view is what it says. And it just has a hammer floating in air, about to hit a nail with nobody behind it. It is the rational view that if something is inconceivably complex, it has to have a designer. Would you disagree?
I would say if something is complex, then he has to have a reason above it. Yeah.
Exactly. Universe, yeah.
Or maybe not. I don't know what the universe unfolds. No, I'm saying maybe not because I don't know what really is behind the Big Bang.
If you listen,
if we're all being honest with ourselves, nobody actually knows what is before the Big Bang. But I'm saying the universe is complex, and if you're gonna put like what God there, then you have to put something more complex on that.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No, because if God,
you look at this, Roshan. You just say because a car is too complex. A car is complex. It has to have a designer or
absolutely
behind
for sure.
it. The universe is complex, or humans are complex. We have to have a creator.
Exactly.
The universe is
complex,
rational. So he also has to have a creator.
For sure.
Then, if that creator is also infinitely more complex than everything else, he also have to have a creator.
Not if he's eternal and immaterial. Material world. No. Hold on. Just let me respond. The material world came into it, and if there is a world outside where there is an eternal creator, he doesn't have to have, because the person that creates material has to be immaterial. If he creates time, he has to be timeless. If he creates space, he can't be bound by space because he creates it. He's outside of it. Like, for example, the guy that made the Sims video game, he's not bound by the Sims video game. The way that time works, the way the language is there, he's not fixed and caught by that. He created it, and it functions in the way that he designed it to. But he's not bound by that. Same thing with the universe, right? And because if the universe is infinitely complex, we can't understand it even now because there's stuff flying around in our atmosphere that defies our known laws of physics. So there's more than we understand. Then there's more beyond our rationale. So God does not logically deduce that the creator has to be created. It doesn't have to be that way.
No, I'm following the logic of the complexity that you presented.
Yeah, sure.
Because if the universe is too complex to not be created by something, then that something, whatever it is also has to be created. This is the idea.
It doesn't. It doesn't. If the creator who claims himself, who has spoken, says, I am timeless, I am immaterial, I'm not. He's not bound, and he says there is no God before me, no God after me. I mean,
it's made by books.
It's a claim. It's a claim made by God. It's a claim made by God.
Write these books?
Yes, he did.